Yo, guys, welcome to today's video. Today's video is actually going to be coming from a completely different place. I'm actually in my car because I cannot be in my normal recording spot at the moment because there's just too much noise around the neighborhood as well. And just being in my car is making everything quieter for you guys. Now, today's video topic, I'm gonna try to keep my eyes on the camera as much as I can, and I'm gonna try to keep the camera stable for you guys. Today's topic is, you need to operate like a machine in order to get to your goals, right? At every stage, at every given moment, right? Because understand that there are plenty of seasons for everything that you want to do. There's a season of sleepless nights. There's a season where you will get more sleep, but you'll probably have a lot more, way more things to worry about, right? And even the stress of the goals that you might be setting for yourself, right? Because I know a lot of people like to talk about discipline and how discipline is this and that. Discipline is actually not let's say a state of being, or like, oh, I'm a disciplined person. But discipline is more or less a tool, right? It's a tool that you get to leverage to operate in how you want to operate in order to get to where you want to get. And the way you strengthen discipline is by allowing yourself to do the things that you're not that you don't typically want to do. It's kind of like, you don't want to get up and go to work, but you get up and go to work anyway. You don't want to get up and go to the gym, but you get up and go to the gym anyway. And you build that little muscle, right? Like, discipline becomes a tool whenever you don't feel like doing something, right? And so this goes back to understanding that you need to, be an absolute machine in the way that you start to operate your day-to-day lives, especially if you have large goals, right? And, much like a lot of things I talk about, like, this goes back to you being extremely, extremely, extremely honest with yourselves, right? Like, even right now, this video, right? It kills the streak on my channel in terms of how my recent thumbnails have looked, but it doesn't kill the streak of me making sure I'm bringing a daily video for you guys. It's currently 10:17 p.m. I don't have to be recording this video, but I understand that it's a necessary tool for you guys, and it's a necessary tool for myself in the future as I start to really, really grow my personal brand and my online presence, and even the type of value that I'm able to give to you guys, because I don't want you guys to only listen to me talking, but I also want you guys to see the work that I'm putting in. And the work isn't just for me to show off, but it's the work because I understand that the discipline I use in the gym, the discipline I use in the day-to-days of my business, the discipline I use when I'm working for other people, when I'm doing tasks and jobs for other people, to make sure that my work is always good, my work is always solid, my work is always on point. I use it every single time. And so it's the same way where I know I have to bring it into everything I do, much like this YouTube channel, much like the content that I'm bringing you guys, right? It's things like that you guys really got to start to incorporate into your day-to-day actions, right? Where does it matter and where doesn't it matter for you to actually put in your effort, put in more effort, or put in less effort? Because you might be putting a ton of effort towards things that do not matter, right? Or do not matter in the long term or even in short term, right? So it's understanding yourself, understanding your day, understanding your livelihood, understanding the people around you, understanding how, there are times, and even me, like, I understand I have an ego. I understand I understand a lot about my personality, right? I understand that I'm not someone who's, extremely, I mean, it's easy for me to talk to people. It's easy for me to get along with people, right? So I don't know if I'm putting this the right way, but when it comes to working for me and getting work done the way I want the work done, I can be difficult because not difficult in the sense of I'm hard to work with, but difficult in I want it done ASAP, right? Because I know there are plenty of people, you can give them a task, you can give them a job, and it will take 2 weeks longer than it needs to take just because their lack of discipline, their lack of action, their lack of speed makes them feel like this job, this task, this work needs to take longer than, 2 weeks, than today, than a week, right? And even a story, like not even a story, but today, one of my past clients and a guy that I work with here and there, he offered me to buy his business. He was like, yo, like, in a year from now, I want this producing X, Y, and Z, and I want you to also buy it from me, right? So that's a conversation that I have to have with myself. It's a conversation that I need to understand. Why should I, right? Is it going to be beneficial for him? Is it going to be beneficial for me? Obviously, he wants me to buy it, right? But everything depends, because buying a business it's a lot of work. And some people might watch this video and be like, oh, that's cap and blah, blah, blah. I'm fine with that. I'm not someone who's like, I'm not afraid of really being called a liar, even though when you're not lying about things and people call you a liar, you start to brush it off. Like yesterday, I did a Zoom class with clients inside of our free community currently. And one of the topics I brought up was, it's like, when I first got into this content space, I would always fight back, right? Whenever people were like, oh, you're a liar, you're not who you say, like, when they make these claims and call you things and accuse you, I would fight back, be like, yo, like, I remember somebody was like, yo, go get a normal job, stop creating content, right? Like, you're never gonna make it. And for me, it was like, yo, I've worked countless hard labor jobs, like been on a roof, I've done lots of different difficult tasks. And I was like, who do you think you are? Like, your profile is crap and this, and I would go into it with them. But then I realized, like, yo, majority of the people that talk crap, they're people you don't even want to change lives with, right? And even with on the same topic of you need to operate like a machine, people constantly wonder, what am I doing? What do I do? Why am I able to stay so consistent? Why do I drop a piece of content every single day? How am I always dropping hard gym content, right? And by hard gym content, I'm talking about content where I'm doing difficult exercises, difficult trainings, and not difficult in terms of, oh, it looks crazy, but difficult in terms of it's hard on your body, right? The cardio, the weight training, the explosive trainings, the like flipping tires, the ropes, like those types of things that I'm willing to do it. And I'm willing to push myself, waking up at 2 a.m. Why? There's nights I don't even sleep, because I know that if I sleep, the work that I need to get done is not going to get done. Right? So one thing I started doing is I'm not going to sleep unless I'm tired. Tonight, I know I need to go to sleep because I got a lot to do tomorrow morning. Right? And it's currently already 10 p.m. Right? So imagine that, like having to wake up at 2 a.m. and it's already 10 p.m. Right? Gym at 3 a.m. Right? And I posted my Instagram story about this stuff where, like, I'm in the weeds of doing this stuff. Like, I'm in the weeds of waking up at that time, going to the gym at 3 a.m. leaving the gym at 4 a.m. Right? Like, these are things that I'm doing because I understand that right now, this isn't a season about balance. This isn't a season about, like, not success, but this isn't a season where I get to relax and cool off, right? And different things I'm putting into place is learning about stress management, learning how to deal with the stress of the next level, right? Because that's how you get to the next level. You need to be that person who can withstand that stuff, right? And a lot of times, like, you try to be, let's say, even with people getting in your way, trying to stop you, trying to keep you, like, even with this content, the noises, all that stuff that was going around, it was going to impact the video. But I was like, yo, I got to get this video done regardless, right? And even now, maybe some of you that are watching this video, you don't even watch the entire video through, which is fine. I don't have an issue with that, because I understand that, at this stage in time, I'm not creating the highest impact value YouTube content. But I understand that in a few years, this work that I'm doing in this content, the effort I'm putting in this content, it's going to pay off. And it's going to pay off bigger and bigger as I stay consistent, right? Like, one of my biggest goals this year, or not even this year, but, over the next 365 days is to upload a YouTube video for 365 days. I think right now I'm on 29, maybe 30. So, I stay consistent for 30 days. Now it's about doing it for another 30 days. All right. Like, that's how you got to start to measure this stuff, right? I don't really pay too much attention to the views. I don't really care about the likes. What I care the most about is, am I doing something worth doing for the people that I want to do it for, right? For the audience that I'm trying to build. Am I giving them value? Am I giving them enough value? Am I giving them the value that they need? Whether it's mentally, physically, financially, business, right? Mindset, content. Like, these are topics that I can talk for hours on, and even this, like right now, the topic of this video, you need to be able to operate like a machine. And at times it seems like I'm operating like a complete machine, because I understand that I'm not sleeping right now. I'm drinking coffee. I'm hitting the gym crazy. And I sleep when I sleep, or I take a quick, like say hour, 2 hour rest, right? But it's one of those things where you have somebody else who's just like you, who's trying to take your spot, who's trying to take your dreams, who's trying to take your goals. But you got to understand, like, are you going to let them win? Right? Like, let me see if turning this light on doesn't do anything. It's like, are you going to let them win? Are you going to let them take your place? Are you going to let them win? Are you going to let them take your place? Are you going to let them take your trophy? Right? The goals that you have, the dreams that you have. Are you going to let that person who's just like you take those away from you? Keep you from actually attaining your dreams, attaining your goals? When you start to view life like them, you don't have too many years left. Even though, I'm 22, but me saying, yo, I don't have too many years left. And then me also fighting the better me every single day so that I take advantage, so that I'm ahead, so that I'm winning is completely necessary. It's an absolute necessary thing to do, because some people will push your limits and think that they can't. They not that they can't. They will push your limits thinking that you won't bite back or do something back. And I've never been someone who likes, like, if you threaten me, it's not like, oh, I'm gonna fight you. It's more like, yo, I don't take threats, so I'm not gonna fall for your threats, right? Like it's things like that you have to really instill into your mind, and you shape your worldview to be someone who people do not want to mess with, right? Because you have attained so much, respect from the people around you, so much success that there's nothing they can say that can pierce your armor, right? And even ego is who we think we are, right? And it does, like, I'm not gonna say, oh, don't have an ego or have a big ego, but it's like that stubbornness, that cockiness, that confidence, you need it. And you need to have it in order to get to your goals, right? Because you have to be stubborn about what you want, but you need to be malleable in how you get there, right? Because it's a game until you die, and the goal is to become a winner amongst winners, right? Mentally, physically, financially. Make sure you guys are always pushing to be the best, most exceptional you possible. Now, I know this was a bit of a weird car video today, but I've been extremely busy today, just running around, driving this truck. I almost fell asleep on the highway, just trying to get home in time to record this video for you guys. And it was needed, and I did it, and I recorded the video. Now I got to upload it so that you guys get to see it. So yeah, I'll talk to you guys on the next one. Keep pushing, keep striving. Let me know if you need something.